Welcome back to BSpice. In this session, we'll discuss about factory acceptance test, FAT for the flow metering system. Okay. So before going into the details, just wanted to update you. Friends, as part of prior to the FAT, the vendor shall issue the FAT procedure, isn't it? So that FAT procedure, they need to give FAT schedule and the resourcing plan, and also the arrange the availability of third-party subsystem at FAT where appropriate, and also the inventory and the bill of material check, hardware testing procedure, software testing, including control loops, interlock, sequence, graphics, reports, and of course the integrated testing. Okay, all these we need to get it. So assume that we got all this. Okay, now we are going into the factory acceptance test. Let's see what is the procedures involved and what are all the specific tests to be conducted. All these will dive deeper. Okay, so before that, if you're a first-time viewer, wanted to inform you. So last few videos we have been covering on the metering system. Okay, so if you are interested, you can watch, friends. I think this is the fifth, sixth video, in fact, seventh video, in fact. Okay, right. So whatever is the count, let it be. Okay, now general, the vendor shall carry out the FAT to confirm that all system hardware, system software, application software, and interface to other system conform to the requirements specified on relevant specification. In fact, that also we covered earlier, the specifications. Okay, so the following test to be conducted should be completed. Okay, and the test report shall be issued by the vendor before the FAT. So what is that? System check, that is a diagnostic check. Okay, then 110% IO test. Okay, this is vendors. Before we go into the FAT, the vendor need to carry out, right? Yeah, that is what I mentioned here. Okay, so here, so you may have a question here. What is this 110%, right? Yes, this is actually, you know, for example, take a case of oil and gas industry. Yeah, 110% IO test typically refers to the performance verification test, meaning the system is subjected to 110% of its nominal flow rate. What for? To ensure the accuracy, reliability, safety, okay, and a slightly overloaded condition. So that is the point, 110% test, okay, right. So 100% debugging, you know very well, and meters hydraulically tested to 1.5 times the maximum design pressure. That's the point, okay? And meters individually flow tested. And the strainers hydrostatically tested to 1 times the maximum design pressure of the component. So these all we need to get it done before we proceed. We means as a EPC or as a client, okay? Right. So the meter shall be individually flow tested and checked for the repeatability and linearity or a minimum of 3 points between the minimum and maximum meter flow rate at manufacturer facility. Okay. So the test medium, of course, shall be water. So vendor shall issue an individual calibration certificate for each meter. Okay. So vendor has done all this and they have issued the certificate, procedure, everything. Okay. We are going into the FAT. Okay. We are means the end user or the EPC. Now, what are all the specific tests we should perform there? Okay. Valve test. So the valve testing in a metering system is essential to ensure accuracy, reliability, and safety during custody transfer or process measurement. Okay. When we talk about the valve testing, what are all the specific tests to be conducted as part of this? That is your question, right? So there are many tests. In fact, yeah. Okay, let's go one by one. As usual, friends, we have to go for a hydrostatic pressure test, right? So this is what for to verify whether the valve body integrity under pressure. Okay. For example, how we do this? We apply a pressure, usually 1.5 times design pressure using water or inert fluid. Okay. And this is, deployed for isolation valve, control valve, prover, loop valves. That is about the hydrostatic pressure test. Then we have a leakage test, right? So leakage test, what form? As you know, it ensures tight shut-off capability, right? Procedure, how to do this? Pressurize one side of the valve, right? And monitor the leakage past the seat, okay? Right. So what is the standard to be adopted? APA 598 or ISO 5208. This is about the leakage. Then functional operation test. What is the purpose? The purpose is to confirm whether the valve open, close correctly and respond to control signal, right? So how do we do that? Cycle valve through the full range. You have to cycle it, right? Through the range using manual or automated controls. It includes, solenoid valves, actuated control valves, all these, okay? Then stroke time test. Of course, as you know, it measures the time taken for the valve to fully open or close. What is the importance? Yes, it's very critical for control valves in flow regulation and proving loops. Then we have a leakage test that is external to detect the leak from valve body, stem or connections. What is the methodology? We can apply soap solution or pressure decay or helium sniffing. Okay. Then very important, the calibration and position verification. So this ensures the valve position feedback matches with the actual valve position. Okay, what are the tools we use? Valve positioner, limit switches, and of course integration with SCADA. Then the last but not the least, prove loop valve test, prover loop valve test. So this ensures that valves used during the proving are leak tight and operate smoothly. This is for critical maintaining the meter factor accuracy. Okay, friends. So these are the tests to be carried out as part of the valve test. Okay. So probably yes, maybe you can ask what is the documentation? Yes, we have to simply follow APA MPMS, friends. That's it. Right. And second, we'll go to our topic. Okay, instrumentation test. All instruments shall be checked for operation, calibration, and performance to manufacturer specification. Metering control system shall be tested to ensure the correct operation. For test purposes, all external equipment will be simulated. We do with simulation. Okay, so that is about the instrumentation test. Now we go into the calibration of mechanical displacement. Meter prover. Okay. See, this meter prover will be calibrated by water draw method, again as described in APA MPML chapter 4 using clean or deaerated water. Okay. So this is the point, water draw method. Okay, friends. Okay. So probably I think we can also dive deep here, right? Okay. We will see what is this water draw method. One moment. Let us see this also. Yes. So basically, friends, the water draw method, as I said, API MPMS chapter 4. So specifically 4.9 actually, it talks about the calibration procedure. Okay. Basically, yeah, this is a calibration procedure used to determine the base volume of a pipe prover used in custody transfer metering system. Okay, so if you are a first time viewer, I sincerely request you to go through all the videos we covered, the outline, the details, question and answer, and the design and spec all, then only you'll understand all these terminologies. Okay, okay, coming back to this. What is the purpose of this water draw method? To accurately determine the volume displayed between the detector switches in the prover loop, which is very critical for calculating the meter factor during proving. Okay. So again, you may ask a question, how it works actually. Very simple. Fill the prover with water. Okay. So the prover is filled with water at a known temperature and pressure, right? Then displace the water between the detector switch. You know, right? There is a detector switch, right? So a calibrated container, take a case of a volumetric tank or a master meter, right? Is used to collect the water displayed between the start and the stop detector. Okay. Then we have to measure the volume. So the volume of water collected is measured precisely and corrected to the base conditions. Okay. Right. Then repeatability. Multiple runs are performed to ensure repeatability and accuracy. Then calculate the prover volume. The average volume between the detector switches is calculated and stored in the flow computer or SCADA system. Okay. So again, why this is so critical? Yes, it is critical because it ensures the prover volume is traceable to national standard. It also provides a reference volume for calculating meter factor during proving. So it is required for the custody transfer accuracy and regulatory compliance. Again, you may ask, what is the standard? Yes, this is APA MPMS 4.9. Okay. Right, friends? Okay, good. So that's all about the calibration of displacement meter prover. Now we go into system hydrostatic test. Of course, this is, system hydrostatic test means, the complete meter, the prover system shall be hydrostatically tested to 1.5 times the maximum design pressure in accordance with ANSI B31.3. So just remember that this is a system hydrostatic. Okay. And we also need to do the skid electrical test. What is that? Some electrical tests like continuity of wiring termination and also apply power to actuator and verify the operation and limit switch setting and also check the circuit breaker provided is for the proper size, wiring operation and also check the actuation indication of all valves from the skid edged junction box by simulating the console push button and lamps. These are some of the skid electrical tests. Then we have visual inspection. Yes, all material will be visually inspected in accordance with the requirements of ANSI B31.4. This also remember. This inspection includes check for a physical damage both before and after fabrication. Okay. Then we also have a couple of tests actually. This is non-destructive. So non-destructive testing means a radiographic test shall be conducted on all prover girth weld. Again, you may ask here a question, right? What is this, prover girth, right? So this is nothing but it's like a circumferential weld on a meter prover piping or bar. So in this case, meter prover piping, it refers to the circumferential weld actually. So we need to have this radiographic test, right? So for metering skid piping, the radiographic test shall be based on an ASME B31.3. Okay. So this is about the non-destructive testing. Then serial communication test. Of course, we know, right? So we need to take our controller. That's why I put as a mini DCS. So we need to take the controller to the metering site factory where the system vendor is performing this and to carry out the functional serial communication test with an operation station and an UCP. Okay. So this is we need to do it. Right. Then also integrated serial communication shall be performed at site. Then we have a functional test of the metering system. So this is basically, what for? It's like a comprehensive test, right? So the function of the metering test shall be carried out in connection with the metering skid, prover, auto sampler in auto mode and manual mode at vendor's factory. It's basically a critical procedure to verify all the components of the system operate correctly and accurately under expected operating scenario. So that is the point. Yeah, why we need this? Yes, we need to ensure the accuracy, also, validate the instrument communication and also the system response and also the verify the alarm and interlock, all these, right? There are many comes under that. In fact, we covered earlier, like visual inspection, power up and communication check, and also the signal simulation, flow simulation, alarm in interlocking, data logging, calibration verification, all these part of the functional test. Okay. Right. So again, you may ask, what is the standard follow? Yes, APA MPMS chapter 5 and 6. This we can use it actually. Right. Right. So that's about the functional test. Yeah, the proven action should also be tested by water. Okay. So that's all I have for this metering session FAT, friends. With this, I'm planning to conclude the metering session. Okay. Unless you have any questions. Yeah, thanks for your support. And yeah, take care. See you in another interesting topic. Probably we'll continue the security program of IEC 62443 in the subsequent sessions. Thank you. Take care. And if any specific question, please feel free to write to me. Thank you. Take care. Bye.